What's up, YouTube? This your boy Landon, and this is Cowboys End Zone.
Call me away, another time to carry the colors again. My motivation and no house won't defend. Doing the honor of coming back home again. No explanation will matter after we begin. I'm not the dark destroyer that's buried within. My true vocation and now my unfortunate friend. You will discover all while you're unable to win. I'll have you know that I've become indestructible. Determination and less incorruptible. From the Amazon of terror to the whole annihilation will be unavoidable. Every broken enemy will know that their opponent cannot be invincible. Take a last look around while you're alive. I'm an indestructible master of war.
How do you let that happen? How do you let that happen? In 50 years. I'm sorry. What's up, Cowboy fans and haters? I'm sure there's a lot of haters watching this video right now, probably a lot more than fans. Welcome to another edition of Cowboys End Zone. I don't quite know how you let that happen. People, when we, in 50 years, our 50-year history as a franchise, we have never blown that big of a lead. We made history, bad history, the kind of history you don't want to make. Week 1 against the Jets. It was the first time that we had lost a game in our 50-year history. First time ever that we had lost a game when we were up by 14 points or more in the fourth quarter. And this is the first time in our entire history that we have lost a game when we were up by 24 points. The previous record, we blew a 21-point lead against, feels me to say this, the Washington Redskins back in 1960 something. I want to say it was 62 or something like that. But the Cowboys up by 24 points at halftime, 27-3. Excuse me, not at halftime, but we were up by 24 points at one point, 27-3, and we blow the lead. Tony Romo, oh my God, you love him, you hate him. You can't really blame him for the loss. I mean, you can. His 3 interceptions certainly didn't help, but, usually what he's been made famous for is throwing a pick on the last drive that could win us a game if he could get us into the end zone. But he didn't do that this time. The mistake he made on the last drive today was he threw it to Felix Jones, who was short of the line, who was short of the first down line on 4th down, which really that wasn't a mistake because he was the only guy open. So he was just trying to get a little closer so that he was in range for a Hail Mary. But I don't know what happened to Romo, honestly. The first half, he had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and like 200 yards. The second half, he had no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 of them returned for 6, and like 50 yards. So I don't know what was discussed in the second half, but whatever it was bad. Jason Garrett, whatever you told that man during halftime, do not say that again. Because whatever it was, obviously fucked up his thinking. Because it wasn't just the fourth quarter. He started that shit right out of halftime. Oh, I can't wait to see what Shango says about this. Shango is about to go off. Oh my god. Not a lot I can say, really. It was an awesome first half. I was already writing this off as a win. I was sitting there talking about my prediction about how I predicted it to be a close game and saying that I've never been so happy to be wrong. Well, I was half wrong. I predicted it to be a close game, which it was, but I also predicted a Dallas victory, which it wasn't. So it was a close loss, not a close win. So I was half wrong. Either way, if it had been like a shootout back and forth for the entire game like I predicted, the loss wouldn't piss me off so much. But the fact that we were up by 24 fucking points, how the hell do you let that happen? I was fired up for this game. I fucking ordered pizza, spent $20 ordering pizza, and I never order pizza. And I only have like $40 to my name, and I don't work again until Monday. I spent like $20 on pizza. Got fucking 2-liter Dr. Pepper that I even hardly touched. Been smoking these for the past 3 hours. You can't, and I know that the Romo haters are gonna come out like crazy over this, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. You cannot hate Tony Romo for this loss. Yes, blame him. Blame the guy that threw the interceptions, because if it wasn't for that, the defense would have been forced them into a situation where they had to make a stop in the first place. But at the same time, it is the defense's job to make a stop. They get paid to make stops and make big plays in those situations. So yes, it's Romo's fault, but when I was in that chat room, as I am every game, I didn't see anybody talking about the defense. Everybody was talking about Romo, Romo, Romo. What about the defense that was on the fucking field that couldn't stop nobody? I agree. Tony Romo needs to do a lot of work. But don't come out here hating on him and putting the loss entirely on him. Because, yeah, 2 of the interceptions, they didn't have a chance because they were returned for touchdowns. But that one interception didn't get returned for touchdowns. They had an opportunity to make a stop and not allow Detroit to get points, and they did. And if you look at it, we only lost by 4, so defense makes a stop there, we win the game. Of course, you could also look at it, if Tony Romo doesn't throw the pick, defense doesn't have to make a stop in the first place, we win the game. Either way, that doesn't matter. Everybody has to do their job. That's what the defense is there for. If your quarterback makes a mistake and turns the ball over, you're supposed to be able to trust your defense to make up for it. And for the most part, we can. We showed that against San Francisco. We showed that against Washington. How do you come out after an outstanding performance, defensive performance, not offensive, because we didn't get any touchdowns. Still in a good game, really, for Tony Romo, but how do you come off of a performance like that? Where you're just a defensive powerhouse and you don't let anything get by you. And you force the team to field goals on pretty much every time that they get in the red zone. And then you come out this week and you blow a 24-point lead. Guys, I realize you had a short week, but really? 24 points, there's no excuse for that. And I'm kind of like Shango. You know, I get a lot of, and not to take anything away from Shango, awesome guy. I watch all his videos. Shango, you good, bro. But not to take anything away from him, but I'm kind of like Shango. You know, I get a lot of hate from Cowboys fans just because I'm real. Just because I'm not overly supportive, as he said in his video that he put up August something. Just because I'm not overly supportive, and just because I don't come out here and say we're gonna blow them out every single week, people don't like me. I'm sorry. I'm real. I'm honest. That's who I am. If I think we're gonna have trouble getting a win, I'm gonna state it, just like I did in my pregame analysis. And if we lose the game, I'm going to come on here, and I'm still going to do my show, and I'm still going to talk to you guys, and I'm still going to talk to the fans about what we need to fix, and I'm still going to let the haters laugh at me. That's what you want to do. That's all the purpose that you get out of life is hating on football teams, and, good on you. But, because I swear to God, there are some people in that chat room that have no life. They are there when I go there in the morning. Then I'll leave for like 3 hours, and then I'll go back and they're still there. And then I'll leave and go to bed and go back the next morning, and they are still there. There are people that live in those fucking chat rooms. And 99% of those people are the ones hating on the Cowboys all the time. 99% of those people are the ones hating on Tony Romo every other fucking game and not even looking at the damn defense. I don't know what went wrong with our defense. I had the utmost faith in Rob Ryan up until now. But, dude, your defense just blew a 24-point lead. So, you need to find out whatever was wrong, and you need to fix it, because there is no excuse for that. We were up 24 points. 24. And then we end up losing the game. That doesn't even feel right to say. I was getting ready to say Cowboys won, whatever, and leave the chat room right then. Because it was all Cowboys the entire first half. But how you play in the first half doesn't win you the game, obviously. You gotta play the full 60 minutes. You can't play 30. I don't know who it is. I'm pretty sure I don't want to fucking talk to you. You can wait. How do you let that happen, guys? Sue wasn't even hardly a factor. It was our defense. It was Romo throwing the picks, and the defense not able to make stops is what lost us this game. But like I said, even with the 3 interceptions, if the defense makes the stop on that one pick that didn't get returned for touchdown, we win the game. Even with the interceptions, when Tony Romo hit Felix Jones on that last drive, if Felix Jones had made sure that he crossed the yellow line instead of the fucking blue one before he ran out of bounds, then, because what had happened is that we was down by 4, and we pretty much all knew that Romo couldn't hit a Hail Mary into the end zone from there. There was still like 11 seconds left. So Tony Romo hit Felix Jones, and Felix Jones was supposed to get the first down and then run out of bounds. He made a guy miss, and then he ran out of bounds before he got the first down. And there was absolutely nobody else in between him and the first down. It was just a stupid, bonehead mistake. He made the guy miss, and then he's standing here, and then like right here is the first down line. And all the lines are like way back there protecting against the deep pass. All he had to do was take like 3 more steps and then run out of bounds. We would have had like 2 seconds left for a Hail Mary. So that was a bonehead play on Felix Jones. So there's multiple parties you can blame here. So I do not want to see, and I know I'm still going to see it, but I'm going to say this anyway. I do not want to see people coming in here, coming onto my comment section, coming on to that chat room, and blaming Tony Romo for that loss. It's okay to blame Tony Romo because it is partially his fault. But if you're going to play the blame game, you got to blame everybody that needs to be blamed. Not just one person, not just the one that you love to laugh at. Tony Romo threw the picks. Blame him. The defense could have stopped the Lions when they got the ball as a result of those picks. Blame them. You can even go as far as to say blame the offense for not being able to tackle on the interceptions returns that did get returned for a touchdown. Because those pick six touchdowns were not perfect blocking, and they had a mile a day like. Those cornerbacks and safeties were breaking tackles to get into the end zone. So you can even blame the offense for not knowing how to tackle. So you can blame them. Like I said, blame Felix Jones for just a bonehead play, running out of bounds before he got the first down on 4th down, when there was nobody in front of him. I don't even know how you do that. I know you can't see the blue and yellow lines on the field. I understand it's digital and the special effect at the end for the TV. But still, you see the chains. I played football in high school. You got to know where you got to get to. You know it's 4th down. You know there's still time on the clock. You know you got to get out of bounds to stop the clock. But you're here and you're looking at the chains that's right there. And all you got to do is take 3 steps and then out of bounds and still leave your quarterback 2 seconds to heave it into the end zone. Bonehead play. It's just, I don't even want to talk anymore. This is just pissing me off talking about this. Congrats, Detroit Lions fans. Y'all really earned it out there. Y'all the real deal this year. Don't let anybody tell you different. Same to the Buffalo Bills. The Redskins won today. The Eagles lost. The Niners came back, so that's a little good. The Redskins won, so they are now, regardless of what happens in the Giants versus Arizona game, even if the Giants win, the best that they'll be is 3-1, I think. So as of right now, regardless of what happens in the Giants game, the Washington Redskins, and it kills me so much to say this, are in first place of the NFC East. Cowboys are 2-2. I don't even want to think about stats and standings right now. I honestly want to put a hole in my laptop screen, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'll probably take out my frustration on something else that's not of monetary value. Romo, you got to get your head in the game, dude. I know that the defense should have made stops. I know that the offense should have learned to switch the defense, because you got to be able to do that in the NFL. We threw the picks, but you shouldn't have threw those picks, bro. I am gonna rip your ass for that, because you shouldn't have done that. I know that one of them was on the receiver because he was supposed to undercut the corner and he went over the top. But still, man, you got to get on the same page as your receivers, and a couple of those were your fault entirely. So you got to get your head in the game. We've got the Pats after the bye. We got a bye coming up this week, thank God, and then we got the Pats. So we got 2 weeks to fix whatever fucking mistakes we made and get ready for probably the hardest team we're going to play all season. So, congrats, Lion fans. Cowboy fans, keep your heads up, alright? The season ain't over yet. I know it's frustrating right now. Believe me, I know it's frustrating right now. But keep your heads up, alright? Lions, y'all gonna do good this year. Y'all the real deal. Congrats, guys. Thank you guys, Cowboy fans and haters, for joining me for yet another edition of Cowboys End Zone. This your boy Landon, and I can't really say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. How about them Cowboys? Peace.